We're good?
Obi tonight and really the stretch where he's gotten extended minutes with Julius happening. What have you seen?
Terrific, and just his all-around play, and it's nice to see because of, behind the scenes I see how hard he works, and it's, a result of the work that he's put in, so it's great to see. And I think he and Quick have great chemistry together, and Quick, the way he played, terrific. So, and, Jericho stepped in and played great for us as well. So, it's huge for us. Like our young guys all stepped in this year, played well at different times, but we know we got to make a big step this summer. So we're going to need everyone to be in there, making a commitment.
Do you look at these games specifically, like the way Obi played the last 5-6 games? How do you go about evaluating those performances when they come the late April games?
And it's a great question. It's like, the season's over now, so you do a deep dive on the season. So, and it's not, it's, you don't want to guess. You want to dive into it. You want to watch the games again. You want to dig into the numbers. But I see them in practice every day too. So I have that information, and just seeing, like we've been watching Obi make shots in practice. Now that didn't translate in the games, the way it did at the end. And I said, like, the first thing was the free throw started going in, then the three, and then, he gives us easy buckets. But I think the rebounding, it was good tonight. And then, Quick is giving us everything. He's reading the game well, scoring, rebounding the ball for us, huge. And so very pleased with those guys as second-year players, like the jump that they made from first year to second year. And then the young guys getting in. I thought Quentin had really good minutes for us to start games as a rookie, says a lot. And then I think Jericho down the stretch, same things, starting games as a rookie and playing well. And so the physicality and the athleticism that he has, and you can start, I think you guys, everyone could see, like, he started making some plays, and he's got great touch in the paint. He can pass, and he's got a little floater we haven't seen yet, but we'll see it. And he's a great worker, great kid. I think Deuce, his ball pressure is a gift. He can guard the ball. And so now we need our young guys. We need them. I think that core helps us build the foundation. And then our vets, we got a great group of guys that you guys don't see practice. I see that. I see the practice and the commitment they made. We fell short of what our goals were, and so we're motivated to get back to work.
Last week you said you had some ideas on what went wrong this season with the record. What do you think is...
Well, Berman, unlike you, right, I actually have to watch and dig into it, right? And that's what I mean by that. Like, to me, it's like I could say that I have ideas, which I do in some, but I want to make sure, I want to dig into it deep and then formulate the plan for, next year. And I think that's all part of your study. I think, sometimes I sort of get a kick out of, everyone has the answers right after the game, and I'm like, okay, that's pretty special, because I know I'm watching 3 or 4 games before we play somebody. Then I watch the last time we played against them. Then I watch the game after we play them. And then I think that I have pretty good information to base decisions on. Then I look at what the numbers are saying to see if that matches up. But I guess as a coach, you have to work a little bit harder than everyone else, because you guys seem to have it down pretty good.
The loss of Derek affected everything you guys do this
Well, and that's part of an NBA season. Injuries are all part of this. And so when you lose someone like Derek, you're losing someone that can control and manage the game at the end, right? But what it does do, when someone goes out, it gives an opportunity for someone else to get in there and gain experience. So you want to try to make the best of your circumstances. So in the end, we had a lot of guys get injured, but we also had the opportunity to get our young guys into game situations, which you try to take advantage of that. So now we have more information about our young guys. And so then the whole thing, the goal is to put it all together to bring the best out of the entire team. So I think, part of like what happened this year too is we got hit with COVID. Last year we didn't. We lost a guy here or there, but it wasn't like it was this year. So that was part of it too, so. But again, I want to dig deeper into, the things, to look at a season like you normally would. Okay, what are the things we did well? What are the things we didn't do as well as we would have liked? Okay, and, how can we take advantage and get better at some of those things and formulate our plan for next year? And you still don't know exactly what the plan is because you're still waiting to add, you have the draft, you have free agency, so you may have some different players too. So you want to take all that information and then by the end of the summer be prepared for training camp.
Defensive numbers are there. The defense has been strong most of the year. Do you think that is it the offense or what happened on that side of the ball that was a factor in why the season went the way?
It's and you want to be strong on both sides of the ball, and so I think we have to look at here are the things, and I mentioned to you about the value of shots and making sure that everyone understands the value of shots. So for us to be a top 10 three-point shooting team, and that's what, I love the shots that Obi's taking. Like Obi's taking, the dunk is worth more than a layup in the restricted, if you look at what the value of a dunk is. And then the shots in the restricted, the layups, and then getting to the line, and then when you add in his three, right? I mean, what did he take, 14 today? 14 threes. That tells you he's got a lot of confidence in taking that shot, right? And for us, if you're undermanned, you win but with your defense, and you have to have something that could offset being undermanned. And shooting the three is one of the ways you can do that. Now, the whole league is shooting, but where we were 2 years ago to where we are now is a major step, and we still got a long way to go.
Has he shown you that he's ready for an increased role in year 3?
Well, it's, I always say this, right? It's like you go into a season, you don't know how it's going to unfold, right? And so when a player goes in and plays well, he's going to play more. It's really that simple. And you don't know when the opportunity comes. The challenge for us as coaches is we have to make sure when the opportunity comes that those players are ready. And so we put a lot of extra time in with those guys. Last year, I had no idea Quickley was going to play. Quickley earned that. He went in, he played well, he played more. Obi played well in stretches. He was playing behind Julius. And he made a major step this year. And the better he plays, the more he's going to play. And so, but he's earned his way. And same thing with Quentin. When Quentin got in there, he played well, so he played more. Jericho, the same thing. So you don't know when that time comes. The one thing is that I do know is that if you don't put the work in and you're not prepared, when your opportunity does come, you're going to miss it. But if you put the work in, when your opportunity comes, you'll take advantage of it, and he has. And, we're all proud of him.
Leon talked on the television today and said that he talked about Julius and said he just didn't seem comfortable this season. Is that what you observed for the most part with Julius, that he wasn't as comfortable as last season?
Well, I don't know if comfortable, but I think the big thing is, let's not mistake how talented he is. He didn't shoot the three as well as he did a year ago, but it's 20, 10, and 5. That's that's talent. That's a lot of talent. So, and I think we had our ups and downs this year, and when you're that type of player, you're going to take, he's going to get criticism. I'm going to get criticism. That goes with the turf here. So you deal with it, come back, use it as motivation. I know one thing, Julius will be in the gym all summer. And so.
Criticism that you were receiving.
Only from you, Berman.
No, really. But Coach of the Year in 2021, not just a year ago. How did you react? I mean, you did get a lot of criticism.
This is not my first year, okay? So and here's my thing. Whether it's praise or criticism, it's all the same. To me, only you know whether you put everything you have into something. And once you do that, I frankly don't care. I'm going to put everything I have into each day, and I'm going to live with the results. I don't think there's anyone that studies this team harder than I do. So I think it doesn't mean I'm always right, but I know how hard I'm going to study. And you're hitting on it. It's like there was a lot of moving parts to the season. So we had new players, and it's hard to develop chemistry right off the bat. But Julius is at his best when he's running the floor, playing fast, attacking the rim. And so when he did it, and he had a number of big games doing that. So, I think he'd be the first to tell you that. So when he does that, and we spray the ball, and it moves fast, we're good. And so I'm hopeful that we've learned, like I said, from the All-Star break on. I think we've played really good basketball, and I think the numbers would bear that out.
Did you ever feel like he wasn't giving it 100% on the court, Julius? Like you were thinking?
No, I mean, the thing is, it's like you say, like, and oftentimes what you guys see is the tip of the iceberg. Like it's, we might be in a stretch where we're doing like the second half of the season. Our schedule was tough. I've never seen a schedule like we had, with the travel and everything else. So a guy's not going to not try. If it looks that way, it's probably he's fatigued or something's ailing him, But for the most part, look, I can't complain about the effort of our players. And I'm in there every day with them in practice. I see how they practice. I see how they prepare. Now, sometimes we fall short, right? But I see the commitment that's made by everyone.
That's good.
Mitch is going to be a free agent. Do you anticipate him coming back? Would you like to see him back after the year yet?
But that's a Leon question.
Well, we don't really
No,
get Leon questions.
look, I love Mitch, and that's the business side of it. So I'd love to have him back, but that's, hopefully that can get worked out. I want him back, and I hope they can get that done. But, he's a free agent. He's earned that right. So, but hopefully it could be worked out.
And as for RJ, what would you like to see him improve?
Just keep doing what you're doing. I love him. He's, he works. He's great demeanor, great kid, great teammate, young, learning, hungry. So he'll be in right away. I want him to get some rest right now, recharge, and then we'll lay out the plan for next year. But like you look at his career thus far, 14, 18, 20, and just getting better and better. And I think, he made a conscious effort at the end, to like spray the ball. He's getting more attention. He's getting trapped more. And so to not fight that pressure, to get off the ball and make plays, make the game easy for everyone. And I love the way we passed the ball the last 10, 12 games. I thought guys were really, really unselfish and got us into a good rhythm. And we got some easy buckets.
Some of the players have said they'd like to see this group back together for another chance. You say that obviously there's draft picks and free agency.
Yep.
Do you think, would you like to see the bulk of this?
Yeah, I love the guys, but, it's also the NBA. It's, there's constant change. And whether it's free agency, draft, whatever it might be. So you have to be open to whoever you have. And once you have your team, you love the guys. And I love the way these guys work, So I think there's a huge upside for us. I think when you have guys as young as we had 7 guys that were playing that were very, very young, that were in the rotation. So the exciting part is that how hard they work and how hungry they are, and they work well together. So you look forward to being with them in the gym every day. And so, and you know that they can make steps.
Tom, anything about what you've seen the last few weeks with the younger guys and the record and the results? Any part of that leads you to wonder, could it have been different earlier in the year if they had played more, or did you feel like they were ready at the right time for their opportunity?
Well, it's hard to say. It's, you know, like it's, what you factor in is, okay, and right from the start, the one thing that we saw was early on their commitment in the summer, then in the fall, and then you saw how competitive they were. The three things that we look at the most, other than, you know, obviously the talent and the skill is huge, but the toughness, the basketball IQ, and the competitiveness. And those guys, our young guys, have it. And those type of guys always improve and get better. So the whole challenge is, okay, make sure they're ready when the opportunity comes. It's a long season. Over the course of the season, like everyone said, you know, like when you say, and oftentimes people think it's cliche, it's not. Over the course of the season, everyone's going to get an opportunity. And so when they get that opportunity, you got to step in there and get the job done. You know, we always say that's part of the NBA. But you can't get here without being a great talent. So it doesn't matter whether you're the first player on the team or the last, right? You're a great player.
When do you start diving into the draft? Like as a coach?
Yeah, you know, like right now, this season will be just this week, wrap up stuff. And then I'll start like getting the reports and stuff and, you know, getting some tape on the guys I want to look at.
So by early May, you...
Oh, yeah.
One short question for the French TV.
Yep.
Can I have a few words about the season of Evan Fournier?
Yeah, terrific. You know, the shooting was huge for us. And to break a record, a franchise record, says how valuable he was to us. I thought as the season went on, he got his rhythm. So I think that was important. I think his team defense is very good. He gives the appropriate help. He's very active. And I think the individual defense is starting to come. So it's new and different, but overall very pleased. And I think he complements our players well because it gives us a catch and shoot game. It gives us space. He's very good at shooting threes in transition. So we want to try to take advantage of that. And I think the second year will be even better.
All right.
Yep, thank you. Yep, see you guys.